Tell that I'm a passionate sports fan across the board. Watched the last week of programming. We had Ron Manila, the tournament director of the Boar's Head, on. I think we had Jason Grigg, the rackets director at the Greencroft Club, on. Now we have our good buddy, the head golf professional at Anytime Golf, Carl Sillman. And Adam Dean, who the word on the street is, this guy's a scratch golfer, and he's
Not yet.
he's going 500, 400 plus off the tee and looking damn good doing it.
Oh man, we've been
Not
mistaken.
Wrong guy, wrong Adam Dean.
I'll follow Adam Dean around with this PR if you want me to, Adam, and
Yeah.
make you feel good all day. This guy, I can already tell, is my kind of people. Carl, of course, is my kind of people. Give the show a like and a share anywhere you are watching. I'm going to dot the I's and cross the T's and some of the stuff from election night yesterday before we get to Mr. Carl Sillman and Mr. Adam Dean on the program. We're going to have some fun, three dudes shooting the you-know-what for about half an hour in front of, I don't know, a bunch of states, a bunch of people,
There you
thousands
go.
of people,
Cool.
bunch of cities. Judah Wickower, we're in your hands. Scott Aaronworth of Virginia Beach, welcome to the program. Our friends at the Boar's Head watching the show. Paul Collier, hello and welcome to the program in Crozet. Renee Halchins, welcome to the show from Short Pump. We have Lauren Knight watching in Ivy, and welcome to the program. Our buddies at Farmington, welcome to the program.
There you go.
I wonder what
Awesome.
that influence is right there.
There you
go. Love you guys. I was actually over there a couple days ago playing some pickleball. Judah Wickower, we can rock and roll when you're ready, baby. Good Wednesday afternoon, guys. My name is Jerry Miller, and welcome to the I Love Seville show. Thank you kindly for joining us. We are live in Charlottesville, across Albemarle County, Central Virginia, the Commonwealth, and the world on the I Love Seville network. Today's program is going to be a lot of fun. We have two friends, one who I just met, who I can tell I have a lot in common with, and Adam Dean, a member at Anytime Golf. And then we have the head golf professional, one of the most likable guys in the business in Charlottesville, in our community, and Mr. Carl Sillman, a guy who's got the gift of gab, a guy who makes a complicated sport approachable, and a guy who from time to time may moonlight in front of the camera as the star of a television commercial campaign. I can't wait to introduce you to two fabulous dudes here on the I Love Seville show. We thank Ting Fiber Internet for being the crazy fast internet behind Ting Fiber Internet. Our partners at the Boar's Head are doing amazing things, guys, when it comes to pickleball and tennis and squash. They're about to have a fabulous event called the Winter Wonder, which is just this illumination of the grounds at the Boar's Head for families, for couples, for folks all over the Commonwealth to enjoy. And Judah Wickower, our director, will get the link on screen for those that are watching in what we count 4 states right now. Welcome North Carolina, welcome Georgia, welcome Maryland, and of course our viewers and listeners in Virginia on the show. I want to dot the I's and cross the T's on a couple things from last night in the election before we welcome to Carl Sillman and Adam Dean to the show. First, I think in somewhat surprising fashion, not surprising to me, but certainly many in our community, Mr. Youngkin pulls out the victory and is heading to the governor's mansion. I think a couple of things should be learned from this, and many who watch the program know that I am very much a libertarian, very fiscally conservative, but certainly somewhat socially liberal. I think we learned that a strategy of associating a candidate with the former president and Donald Trump and trying to leverage that to win an election just is not going to work anymore. And that's undoubtedly what McCullough's camp and his base and his team tried to do. I think we also learned that parents in communities across the Commonwealth want to have say and influence in their children's curriculum. And imagine that. Moms and dads want the best for what their kids have in their future. I think the GOP put a moderate Republican on the ticket, and he appealed to suburbia, and he appealed to voters in cities. And I think Virginia in the next 4 years is heading in a good direction. And from a local standpoint, I want to give props and kudos to Mr. Brian Pinkston and Mr. Juan Diego Wade. We expected them to get the victory after Mayor Nikyle Walker, fortunately for all of us, withdrew from the election. Virginia and our city of Charlottesville, I think, is primed for some positivity. And as a small business owner, as someone who, frankly, does not want the government telling me what to do, I'm excited for what's in store. Now, Judah Wickower is our director. If we can go to the studio camera, Mr. Wickower, and if we can welcome two gentlemen that are A-plus people. Carl Sillman right here.
Hey, Jerry.
And Adam Dean right here. Hey. Good afternoon, fellas.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's great to have you. Carl, you know what? We know you from TV commercial campaigns. We know you from Anytime Golf. We know you as just like a cool dude. We know you as a gentleman who keeps it in the short grass and likes to go red with his scores right there.
That's right.
My friend, the show is yours. Introduce yourself to everybody that's watching.
Hey, thank you very much, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry, for having us, and Judah and Adam for joining me today. Yeah, so I'm Carl Sillman. I'm the head golf professional at Anytime Golf. We opened Anytime Golf in 2018. We're helping right now 125 members become the best golfers they can be. And my friend here, Adam, is one of those guys. He is one of my favorite stories. When I first met him, golly, almost 2 years ago.
Yep.
I mean, I'm putting this in front of everybody.
It's okay.
Please.
He had one of the worst golf swings you could ever imagine.
What are we like? Jim Furyk type swing here?
No.
Although Furyk goes low.
Jim Furyk on steroids.
Okay.
But he's a great athlete. Okay. He's a really good athlete. Black belt jiu-jitsu. I mean, he's taken me into his gym, Gracie's gym. It's an awesome place. But he was just starting. But what Adam had was commitment and passion. And if you have commitment and passion, when he joined Anytime Golf, it was a pleasure to help him become the golfer he is today. He's not quite where you said the scratch golfer yet.
Soon.
But he went from shooting 120s, or that's if he finished, two years ago, to now he's breaking 80.
Good
once in a while.
Dang,
right?
dude.
Every now and then.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
Adam,
every now and then.
props, dude.
Yes.
Thanks, man. Yeah, few and far between, though. There's still some bad rounds in between.
Still, you're shaving 30 or 40 strokes off your game from where you started?
Yes.
Is that Carl Sillman's tutelage over here?
I'm part
Huge.
of it.
Okay.
Carl's my head coach.
Oh, wow.
What I like about, Carl was talking about how, when I first came in there, I remember the first thing he had me do, he said, "Let me see you swing." And I'm like, I never even thought about somebody analyzing my swing. I was so new to golf. And I remember I took a swing, and he just looked at me and goes, "Okay, we're going to be able to help you a lot." I was like, "Oh, it's that bad, huh?" And one of the things that's awesome is, those first swings were filmed, because at any time the TrackMan camera films it and emails it to you. So I can still go back and watch my old swing, and it is painful to watch. I'm like, I can't believe that was me,
Just think of the improvement, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, let me ask you this. Let me throw this. Why? So this guy, Adam, is, like he said, a rock star athlete. Co-owner of a jiu-jitsu gym in town.
Gracie Charlottesville
with the homie Brent Lillard.
That's right.
So this guy's a black belt, so he's got athletic prowess right here. How does a guy that grapples on a mat get onto the links?
Well, I think one of the things that really helped me with that is that jiu-jitsu humbled me pretty big time. So I kind of know what it's like to be trying my hardest and fail. And for some reason, I really like that. And golf provided for me a lot of failure.
That's right.
Because all the time I would be, you go out there and you're hitting these bad shots, and then every now and then you'd hit a good one, and you're like, how do I recreate that? It's like it triggers the reward center in your brain, and it's very similar to jiu-jitsu in that, where you're like, I'm trying to get this guy, I'm trying to make this, get this submission to work, and when it does happen, you're like, oh, that felt good, and then a lot of times it doesn't work out, and then it makes you want to keep going and learn from it.
Okay, well, we'll get Carl in the mix. Check this out, Mr. Adam Dean over here. This is a question for Carl. Introduce yourself from like a golf flip book, Carl, to all the folks that are watching. People love you in this town when it comes to this. Where'd you start? How'd you get in the game? How about this? How'd you get into golf to begin with?
Okay. Well, since we got an hour show, we
have plenty of time.
Start from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I was born in Dallas, Texas. My family moved to Hawaii when I was 11. And I'm sorry, when I was 4. But when I was 11, my dad came home and like set the table. We're going to have this awesome dinner. It's like we had a birth of a new child. I thought we were going to have a brother or something. And he just got accepted as to be a member at Oahu Country Club, which is a very prestigious club in Oahu. He explained to me later that that's when he felt like he was finally accepted into the community, Oahu Country Club. And he told my mom, says, well, because I'm a member here, I'm going to be playing golf Saturdays and Sundays. And Mom said, well, Saturday's fine, but Sunday's a family day. So he said, well, I'll take the boy. That's me. So pretty much from every Sunday from when I was 11 to 24, if I was in town and he was in town, we'd play golf together. So my dad got me into it. Went to Punahou High School. Punahou is where Barack Obama went to high school and played on the high school team there. We won a state championship. It was awesome. And then I joined the University of Hawaii golf team and played for them for 4 years.
Amazing.
It was great. And we
Living the dream.
Living the dream. Traveled all over the country. Some of the guys I played, we got to play with Phil Mickelson, Paul Stankowski. I don't know if you know him, but Phil Mickelson, people recognize.
Oh, yeah.
And from there, I got into being a pro golfer. And I worked at Kapalua, the plantation course on Maui. Amazing facility. That's where I first met Rob McNamara. Have you had Rob McNamara on?
I have not.
Yet?
I need to get Rob on there. I see Rob from time to time.
Yes. So
he's at Keswick now, right?
He's at Keswick now.
Long-time Farmington guy.
Long-time Farmington guy.
Yeah.
So he'll loop back around in the story.
Okay.
Right? So from Kapalua, we went to Waialae Country Club, home of the Hawaiian Open, which is great. Got married, had a baby, and we decided to move. And we moved all the way across the country to Pinehurst. And I worked at a club called Pinehurst National,
Yeah.
which is now part of the Pinehurst Resort.
Okay.
It's great. Then I had another baby. We had another baby. Then we went to Las Vegas.
Okay.
And I was the head pro at Las Vegas Country Club. Wonderful place. We had another child. But my wife didn't really like Las Vegas. So that's where Rob McNamara came back around. Rob makes a trip to Vegas once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah, he likes to have fun.
I know he does.
He does. So just out of the blue, he gave me a call, and he didn't even know I was at Las Vegas Country Club. And we reconnected. I invited him out. We showed him a great time. And he reciprocates by saying, why don't you have a summer vacation in Charlottesville? I mean, summers in Charlottesville can be hot, but not like Las Vegas hot.
Oh, sure.
So it was great. So we took the family to Farmington. And Peggy fell in love. Said, this is where we need to go. So literally on the plane ride back, I promised her that we'd come to Charlottesville. And she was packing boxes the next day.
Amazing story.
Yes.
Your better half sounds like a rock star.
She's a rock star, all right.
Okay. So you go to Farmington. Yeah. You're on the staff at Farmington.
I'm on staff at Farmington for 7 years.
Yep.
And then...
you meet everybody and their mother on the golf course there?
Yes. It helped a lot of people with their golf swings. And then I got a great promotion, and I worked at, then I got the head pro job at Sunnyhanna Country Club in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, and I was there for 4.5 years. Sunnyhanna Country Club, if you haven't heard of it, I wish you could look it up. It's amazing. It's a Tillinghast golf course, and it hosts the Sunnyhanna Amateur, which is the number 7 ranked amateur tournament in the world. So it's fun watching the Ryder Cup, because like Colin Morikawa, yes, he won when I was there. We handed him the trophy. Xander Schauffele, my son got a caddy for him. Pretty much anybody that's on the Ryder Cup that grew up in America played in Sunnyhanna. So, but I left there about 4 years ago and came back to Charlottesville. Because love Charlottesville. Who doesn't?
All right. I love Seville.
We all love Seville,
I know.
right?
Thank you. Carl Sillman. I need to hire this guy, Dr. Wagner.
I love Seville. So back in Charlottesville, and the ownership at Anytime Golf was just getting ready to open. They hadn't opened it up yet. They were looking for a manager, and it just worked out perfectly. It's a perfect fit for me. I love it there. I love helping people become the best golfers they can be. The TrackMan tools are amazing. The best golfers in the world use the TrackMan to calibrate their game, but it's expensive for the rest of us. If we were to put that in our home, it's going to be like $70,000. You know, if you have room in the basement, you might have to make an extension to hook yourself up. So the ownership wanted to create an opportunity where the Charlottesville residents can become the best golfer they can be using the TrackMan. So it's a brilliant concept. The members all have a key 24/7, so they can go in anytime they want. That's why Anytime Golf.
Oh, absolutely.
Time's precious. come in anytime they want, make a tee time on the tee time reservation system so they know that their bay is ready for them. We have 3 bays. It's great. It's really,
Couple
really
cold
good.
beers.
Bring your
Of course,
own beer.
yeah, bring your own beer. Right, bring your own beer.
I know.
No cover charge.
No cover charge. You can hang with the homies. You can
Yes.
hang with your friends, your
Exactly.
wife, your husband,
Yes.
your kids. I mean, the place is fantastic. Let's get Adam in the mix here.
Yes.
Adam, I want to hear your flip book. So this dude, much like the GovSmart team, Renaissance men. Okay, these guys, jacks of all trades over here. Flip, not just golf. Flip book of you, your family, Charlottesville, you as an entrepreneur, everything. We can go as long as you want. Show is yours.
Sure. Yeah, so I'm Adam Dean. I've been living in Charlottesville now for about 11 years. I grew up in Northern Virginia, and when I was just entering adulthood in Northern Virginia is when I met Brent Lillard, and Brent and I became super close, best friends, and we always had a very similar mindset where we were like, we've got to take over the world one day in business, and we've got to join up, and we've got to, go after it as a team. And that kind of mentality was shared amongst our close friends. Like we had some other friends at GovSmart that became part of GovSmart, Glenn Willard and Hamza Durrani. And basically, we were all a group of friends back then, and we all got in the same industry. Up in the Northern Virginia world, government contracting is a big thing. And we started learning the ropes, and when the time came, we joined forces. And Brent and Hamza got GovSmart started. We were out of Brent and Hamza's kitchen, and Glenn moved in shortly after. And
awesome.
Shortly after I came down, and I remember telling my parents when I said, "Yeah, hey, I'm leaving my job and I'm going to go work with my friends."
Work for a startup with my homies.
For no money.
And they said, "What the hell are you doing?"
You're crazy. You don't have a college degree. What are you doing? And it's going to work, And after the first year, didn't have a whole lot to show for it, but we could tell it was in process, and it started to work out. And now what my parents were arguing with me about doing, now they're proud of, and maybe even brag a little bit about.
That's right.
But along the way too, I also was training Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I got into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu when I was 20 years old, and got obsessed with Jiu-Jitsu. I was fortunate enough to where right after I signed up, basically the Scottie Pippen, if you will, of Jiu-Jitsu, the guy who was best friends with Rickson Gracie, the greatest Jiu-Jitsu practitioner of all time, moved and became my head instructor, and had the pleasure of growing through jiu-jitsu under him and his, Pedro Sauer. And just once you have a guy around you like that, it kind of keeps you stuck into it, and we ended up starting our Brent Lillard, Sean Kennedy, and myself. We started a gym here in Charlottesville called Gracie Charlottesville, and we've got that
29 North.
at 29 in Rio, right
Yeah.
at the intersection, on the other side of 29 from Fashion Square Mall. And you got to check out the website. We've got classes booked all throughout the day from 6 a.m. to nighttime.
And open mat from time to time for non-members.
Yeah, open mat for everybody.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a free week there, and we've got about 350 students now. Just won Best of Seville for Best Martial Arts Academy.
Amazing.
So we're pretty excited about that, and jiu-jitsu is just one of those things that the community that's associated with it is better than like a fraternity almost. It's it's kind of like anywhere I go in the world, I can just bring my gi with me and meet people, and it's been a great thing having Gracie Charlottesville around. But so
It's in a lot of ways like golf.
I like golf.
oh, so much like golf.
Where like anywhere you could go, you could bring your clubs, and next thing you know, you're meeting new people on like their home course. You're having a couple beverages, a couple cold pops at the 19th hole with them and having a good time, right? Isn't that a lot like golf?
Yeah. When I started golf, I didn't realize how social golf would be. But the amount of...
And you're a social dude, I can tell.
Maybe.
Yeah, you're likable.
I run my mouth. No, but I've made so many good friends, and actually people that have ended up becoming employees at GovSmart, and just met a lot of people and gone out. It's a great thing to do with business partners, because it's like, you got them for 3 or 4 hours where you guys get to talk, and it's not just a quick 15-minute meeting, and you kind of really get to know each other better and build some memories, remember when you sunk that shot out of the sand? And, and it's just, it's a great thing, great tool.
So let's get Carl in the mix here. So Carl, Anytime Golf, located right behind Scott Wagner Integrated Medicine.
That's correct, off of Hillsdale Drive.
Off of Hillsdale Drive. I've had the pleasure of seeing your fantastic facility a number of times. I like the intimacy of it, but I also like that when you're in one of the bays, you feel like you're playing any course in the world.
Yeah.
I like the fact that as we're heading into the cold months and people are still looking to work on their game year round, they don't have to. My wife was over at the Boar's Head this morning playing pickleball in 30-degree weather.
Right.
Okay? They can go to Anytime Golf and it's like
Climate control.
72 degrees.
Climate control.
At all
That's right.
times.
Year round.
And you can wear this year
That's
round.
right. Year round.
Tell me some of the special stories and the special people besides Adam you've met
Right.
at Anytime Golf.
Sure. Well, I want to finish up on Adam a little
Sure.
bit more too. But yeah, we Adam is very social, as you can see, and he comes out in our league nights. We have league nights once a week, and if he's not, his jiu-jitsu schedule allows it, and his golf schedule, because he plays all over. He travels all over. He comes out and plays with us, and we have a lot of fun.
It's a great time.
Yeah, great time. So it is a social game. That's one of the things I liked about Anytime Golf, too, is we attract golfers from all different clubs. So we got Farmington members, Keswick members, Glenmore members, Green Hills, people that play Meadow Creek, Old Trail, and then I have some members that aren't even golf, that don't belong anywhere. Some people are just new to golf. And it's great when they start meeting each other. This is like a center point. And then, like, Adam's invited members out to play Keswick, and they've invited him out to play other courses. So it's fun to be like almost the heart of Charlotte.
The epicenter.
Yeah, the epicenter. That's
Yeah.
the right word.
Yeah.
Epicenter of it. So yeah, so it's been fun to watch Adam grow. But yeah, we attract so many different clients. Thinking about it, some of my favorite success stories range across so many different demographics. And Adam started as a beginner, and now he's becoming. He's better than most golfers. You're not where you want to be yet.
Good, I'll tell you that.
I know. I know you don't. Remind me to tell. I got to tell another story about him. But anyway, junior golfers, they like it. They're not intimidated by the technology. They like to see themselves swinging. I have one. I'm not going to use last names to protect the innocent.
Sure, yeah.
But like Tom and Tom and his son Cameron will come out once in a while, and it's a father-son time. They'll play 9 holes, and we have a par 3 golf course, so you can play a par 3 golf course, and it's fun. And Cam beats them once in a while, which is great for Cam.
That's awesome.
And then I have another father-son, Ron and Hudson. Ron comes out and takes a lesson from me, and then Hudson will be in the other bay. Hudson's only 5 years old, but he's been coming out for almost a year now, starting golf, and I don't even really have to give too much words into his head. He can just look at himself swinging, and he can look at pictures of what good players look like when they swing, and he can play games. One of his favorite games is we have a game where the setting is like Jurassic Park, and there's like dinosaurs and targets, and dinosaurs are fighting each other, and you're trying to focus and hit your target with your golf swing. It's super fun. Kids love it.
I want to play that one.
Yeah, dude, I want to play that right now.
I think adults love it too.
We can.
I want to also emphasize this. If you have not the largest window of time, so one of the beautiful aspects of playing golf, especially for folks that are in the business world, I have a hard time turning off. I'm sure you have a hard time turning off. So getting out and playing 18 at Birdwood or at Keswick or at Meadow Creek or at Spring Creek or at Glenmore, it gives you this sense of like recharging and like putting business aside, work aside, and then next thing you know, you're energized to get back after it. But if you do have a limited window, and so many of us have limited windows, especially now that we have kids, you can legitimately go and play 18 at any of the best courses in the freaking world at Anytime Golf. And what's the window, the tight window?
You can play 18
like
holes.
Like an hour and change?
An hour. You can play under an hour, honestly.
Yeah.
If you're by yourself, you can play 18 holes under an hour. We have great courses like Pebble Beach, Medina, Royal Port Rush, St. Andrews, PGA National. We have over 80 golf courses around the world, courses in Japan, Canada, Germany, Iceland. We got an Iceland course.
Nice.
And we play all the different courses in the league nights, and it's a lot of fun. It really is a lot of fun. You can play quickly and get done. So what I have, another guy, Isaiah, he's a businessman. He's a very businessman, new family, and he'll come in the middle of the day in his business attire, and then practice for an hour. So he's not getting hot or sweaty in the summer, and he's comfortable in the winter time, and he gets his little golf fix in and is ready for the weekend for his weekend play with his buddies.
I love it. I love it. So, Adam, give me some perspective here. How's the golf game improved? So, you came in, you were, we'll just put it like this. You were shooting a little over 100. You're a little over 100, okay? Now, my boy is shooting in the 80s and 90s.
Once in a while in the 70s.
Once in a while in the dude, this guy's great, right?
Once in a while in the 70s.
Okay, your game is more consistent. You're keeping it in the short grass. You're rolling the ball well. Talk to me about kind of the evolution of what you've seen under this man's mentorship.
Yeah, it's been a lot of evolution, I can tell you that. Yeah, when I first started, I still had that swing anxiety of like, God, I hope I can hit the ball. I still had whiffs when I first started, and thankful for Carl's patience, because I would have looked at me and been like, oh, there's no hope for this guy. But so Carl started working with me, and in the beginning, what I liked is it was very simple. He was like, we're gonna take a look at your balance, because I'd swing, and after my swing, I'm taking a step back, kind of falling over a little bit, because I'm trying to crush it, and so we started working on balance, and then once the balance got better, he started saying, hey, your swing path is coming a little over the top, or from out to in, we got to work on bringing that from the, it was just kind of like one little thing at a time, and I think in the beginning, you hear about people say, oh, you need to get a golf lesson. But it's not always just like get a golf lesson and then you learn how to golf. It's like you have a swing coach, and like to me, I think of Carl as like my head coach, and he gives me one thing to work on, and I'll work on that. And sometimes you have to work on that in order to get to the spot to be able to work on the next thing. And so one of the things that's awesome about it at any time is that I could go in there and hit balls while Carl's giving tours or just there, and he'll come over and watch me swing for 3 minutes, and then he'll say, hey, let me have you work on this. And so then I'm there with my hour time, and I spend the rest of my 45 minutes working on that one thing. And, it's like having a golf lesson without necessarily paying for a full golf lesson, because he's still there, he's still watching, like, oh, good one, bad one, or hey, try this. And it's been really, really awesome, actually.
And I want to add this. So I feel like where you get the best implementation of new tips to your swing is on the range, because you get the repetitive play of hitting ball after ball after ball, as opposed to hitting something hitting a ball from a tee box, hoping it goes into a playable lie, and then having to hit again. What you're doing at Anytime Golf is the range even better. Because you have every aspect of the range, but then you have this simulation in front of you where you're playing a course, making it even more engaging or fun than just hitting a bucket of balls from the range. And let me throw this to you as well. You seeing the improvement of your members, like an Adam, or some of the juniors that you've referenced, ladies,
women
that are members here. What's that mean to you as a teaching professional?
It's incredibly gratifying. I mean, that brings me joy. At this point, my personal better days of playing golf are behind me, but it's.
But this guy still goes low.
I can at times, but my best days are behind me. Just being honest. But most of my members, their best days are in front of them. And it's
well said.
It's incredibly fun to help them get there. Rob McNamara, one of his lines. He's a great instructor. He's an amazing instructor. Keeps it simple. I learned a lot from him. But he also is instructor of golf pros, and we sell hope, because there really is hope, And one of my things, a story back to Adam, is. He broke 70. He broke 80 for the first time, and he called me up and he said, "Carl, you were right." So what do you mean? And he said, golf is a game of misses.
Yeah.
Right? So in the beginning, when he couldn't break 100, he could hit a good shot once in a while. But then his circle, his misses, he could fill up the whole golf course with different shots. He'd miss golf course with his shots.
Oh yeah.
And now his pattern is getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And when you practice at Anytime Golf, how it's different than a driving range is every single shot you hit is recorded with which club you hit it, so you learn how far it carried, how far it rolled, which way it curved, what your path was doing, what your face was doing. It'll group them on the clubs that you hit, and then you send yourself a report. So you get to analyze it when you're done, and lots of times the growth isn't even while you're hitting it. You know, you take a step back, and you can look at a video of a good swing that you made and say, oh, that looks good. You can look at your pattern and say, well, you know, I thought I hit my 7-iron 160, but really I hit it 150. And you make better decisions on the golf course, and you play better. So practicing at Anytime Golf is just better than the driving range.
Give me your best, I got to ask you your best Rob story. Your best Rob McNamara story. And you're going to have to go the PG-13 version. Okay.
Oh, no.
I'm going to give you a good story. I've mentioned the story to, we had Dr. Bob Rotella on the show.
Right. Oh, cool.
Yeah, Bob Rotella is good people. And he was promoting his book.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up in Kings Mill in Williamsburg.
Mm-hmm.
And down the street from me, in the same grade as me, was Tom Strange.
Mm-hmm.
And he is the oldest son of two-time U.S. Open champion Curtis Strange.
That's right.
Okay, so Curtis Strange was not the teaching pro at Kings Mill, but he was the touring pro at Kings Mill. And Tom has a 10-year-old birthday party. And the 10-year-old birthday party is in the basement of two-time U.S. Open champion Curtis and Sarah Strange's house. Okay, and Curtis is a competitive guy. Curtis likes a Budweiser or two. Okay, Curtis likes a 4-letter word or two. And you saw we were playing pool. I think we were playing cornhole. The whole birthday was competition. So at the end of the birthday, we go out to the driveway, and in the driveway, he's got a basketball hoop, and he gets out a couple basketballs from the garage next to the Chevy Silverado lifted pickup truck. So next thing you know, Curtis is shagging balls and he's rebounding as maybe 15 10-year-olds are at a free throw line taking jump shots at the end of a birthday. So he's rebounding, he's got a Budweiser in hand, he's snapping passes to 10-year-olds, chest passes to us, as if we were like, you know, playing in the association, okay, playing in the NBA. So my buddy Tom goes first. It's his birthday. He gets dibs. He drops the jumper, nothing but net. My buddy Spencer goes next. He drops the free throw, nothing but net. I'm next. And I'm like, Adam, I'm like, shit, I gotta hit this ball. Okay, Curtis Strange, a two-time. I see his trophy in the basement. His trophy's in the basement, okay? So he snaps a chest pass to me, does not spill a drop of the Bud Heavy. I catch it. Fortunately, it catches the front of the rim and trickles in.
There you go.
And he goes, "That a boy, Jerry!" And I was like, "Thank God that went in." And I went like this, and I went to the back of the line.
There you go.
So that was my favorite golf story. As 3 competitive dudes here, what is your favorite? Give me your best golf story. It doesn't have to be local, and then I want a Rob story as well.
So, I'm going to do my Rob story first.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
and you know Rob's going to hear this.
Yeah, I know he'll hear it. And there are a lot of Rob stories, but
there are.
The man that Rob is, he is incredible. He was my boss. He was my friend first, and then he was my boss for 7 years. And he always wants the best for everybody. He will give. He would die for me. I truly believe that. He's helped my career. He's helped me as a golfer. But he's a funny guy. He can tell some stories. But I want to. One of the things that he likes to do in member guests and things is have a contest where people have close to the pin, and if they get it closer than the boss, then they win some money or whatever. And Rob is so talented that he can go down on his knees. Go down on his knees with his driver, hit a nice baby cut shot about 145 yards, and I bet he'd get it closer than you.
Really?
Yeah, he knocks it close.
Get out of town.
Off of his knees. 145
yards?
Yeah, baby
he's
cut.
Using what, at 9 degree?
No, he's got a driver. It's amazing technique. It's amazing technique how he does it. So he can hit off his knees. Another time, there was a member that was complaining that the tee was too far back, that he couldn't hit it over the water because the tee was so far back.
Well, why is he playing from the tips?
So Rob said, really? And he went out there and he teed the ball up and went down to his knees and hit the driver up over the water hazard. So can't be that far. If you can hit it over your knees.
Can't complain anymore.
I've seen Kyle Berkshire hit a 300-yard drive off his knees.
Can he really?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Kyle Berkshire.
Really?
Yeah. Have you seen him? He can hit it 400 yards off his feet.
Yeah.
Get out of
He's a long drive champion, yeah.
Yeah?
He hit his putter 300 yards once, yeah.
His putter?
One of our Anytime Golf members, Drew, he's like a Kyle Berkshire. He can create 135 mile an hour club head speed.
What's
crazy.
the fastest you've ever seen?
He's the fastest.
Yeah?
At Anytime
At the
Golf,
club.
he's got the record. 135. He was carrying it.
What's
like
Bryson
360.
hitting at? What's his club head
He
speed?
gets up to 140.
Okay.
But
and he was just in the long drive competition.
Yes, right. So
Yeah.
135 is wicked.
Okay.
Wicked fast.
So that's
You
pro
gotta
caliber fast.
he's an athlete.
The PGA Tour average, I think, is 118.
Well, I think it's 113.
113,
113.9.
okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
113.9 is the PGA Tour club speed average.
Okay.
And then like the longer guys on tour are in the 120s.
What do you make of, for lack of better, I love sports across the board. I follow them, watch them all. Certainly the majors, I watch them. What do you make of and I'll throw it to both you guys, and don't wait for me to prompt. Let's just 3 dudes at the
You
bar
got it.
shooting the stuff.
Right.
Okay. What do you make of the longification of the game of golf?
The longification.
Longification.
Yeah. You know what I mean by that?
Yes, yeah.
Everyone's going long now.
Going long.
Makes you feel.
Yeah.
It makes you feel better.
It is fun when you hit a big drive. It's fun, and that's what manufacturers are doing. They've made drivers longer. When I was a kid, a driver was like 43 inches long. Now they're like 45 inches long.
And the heads are way bigger.
And the heads are way
Sweet
bigger and
spot's
way lighter.
way forgiving.
Yes. So, but it's all designed to hit it further. Back to what I told Adam, it's a game of misses. Unfortunately, these longer drivers make the misses farther too. So it doesn't. It's not necessarily helping.
Farther because the ball, if you're shanking, if you're slicing or hooking, you're deeper in the long
Yes,
stuff.
exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You're more in the tree line.
You're more in the tree line. It's
Okay.
harder to be consistent. It's like brushing your teeth with a normal toothbrush or a big toothbrush. It's hard.
Understood.
It's harder to
Good
control.
analogy.
It's harder to control.
So do you like the longification of golf?
I think it goes with Carl's thing because I'm on this I'm into improvement.
Okay.
I like shooting a good score, but I'd prefer to improve. And what they say about long hitters, like the woods are full
Woods
of
are full
them.
of them. The
Oh,
woods
the chicks dig the long hitters.
yeah,
Isn't
they
that
do. But the woods are full of them.
Okay,
too.
the woods are full of
Maybe they like both of that.
Yeah. So, but I remember when I first started playing, going out there and playing with a 75-year-old guy, and I remember watching him. He could only hit the ball probably 130 yards,
But it was straight.
No. But when he hit a slice, it didn't go out of bounds.
Right.
And so for me, they go out of bounds. And so I think maybe with the good equipment and the longer distance now, it really makes you have to dial in to be straighter, because I can't just play my wild slice because it's still too much slice, So, and I've only been playing for 2 years, so I don't really know any different. Other than I'm glad that I can, hit the ball as far as I do.
I could tell you're jumping serious into this sport. You're
Oh,
getting
he is. He's
getting obsessed.
He's committed.
You've got the
Yeah.
bug, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you got the bug. I mean, he's got the hat. He knows the swing speeds of pros over here.
Oh, I'm a
he's
total golf
he's
nerd
in.
now. Yeah,
he's
he's
in.
in.
What were
He's on.
your thoughts there? What were you going to say?
So for longification of it, one of the things it's great for is guys like me. I basically hit it as far as I did when I was in college. So I don't create the same speeds I did, but I can hit it as far as I used to, and that's kind of fun. So it's good for seniors. But as far as golf courses go, it makes traditional golf courses almost obsolete.
That's what I'm getting at.
And that I don't like. Where really the only defense is to grow the rough super tall,
Right.
and then make the greens super fast, and it really just makes the golf slower too. It takes longer to play. So I would probably be
Because the golf course can't get any longer. They don't have any more land.
Right. And then so all the new courses they're building are bigger and bigger. And golf courses have an amazing amount of tees now. I mean, Keswick have like 5 different sets of
Yeah.
tees. So it's, when I grew up, we had the men's tees and the ladies' tees, But anyway, so I would prefer it to stay where maybe they had a ball that only went a certain distance, a regulation ball. But it is fun. And you know what fun is? So I guess what's happening now is the move is the tour. They're limiting what a driver can be on the tour. I could see it where they limit what the golf ball would be on the tour.
Don't you think? And I'm spitballing. You're
Yeah.
you're the expert here. I just follow it closely.
Yeah.
Don't you think that there should be standards with equipment like we're seeing in other sports?
There
You disagree?
is.
Yeah.
No, there is
There already
standards.
is.
Yeah.
But I mean, not all balls are made the same.
But they all have to conform.
Yeah,
But
they have to
okay.
conform.
Okay.
They have to conform.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah, so golf balls have like this, that they have to be the same size and weight.
Okay.
Okay, there's limits to that. But then the internal, with the guts of it are different depending on the kind of golfer you are.
Yeah.
You know, a high-speed golfer versus slower speed golfer, someone that wants to create more spin and precision. So you can, that's one of the things that we do. We're having that at Anytime Golf. Thank you for the plug.
Sure.
We're having a golf ball fitting. So where we can take, 10 different golf balls, let you hit, and see which one fits you the best. Measure instead of just saying, "Oh, I like the feel of this one." You can make data-driven decisions. That's what Anytime Golf can do. You can make data-driven decisions.
Jump in here, Adam.
Yeah, when I first started, I'm like, golf ball's a golf ball. I was buying used balls on Amazon and stuff. And then as I got more into it, like the difference between, like, say, a Pro V1 and a Pro V1X, I can see the ball launching on the Pro V1X 10 feet, 15 feet higher than I'm getting on a Pro V1, the same shot. And I like to Carl's point, the data-driven, I know my spin rates. Like, it was really cool. Like, I had these Mizuno wedges, and I was hitting these wedges there, and I was getting about 9,800 spin on them. And then I got these new PXG wedges.
Those are your sticks now?
Yeah. And these PXG wedges, all of a sudden I'm getting 12,000 spin rate.
Pro spin.
And like the other day, unfortunately, to my chagrin, I was at Keswick on hole 14, and I have to go over this tree to get to the green, and I hit this real high sand wedge, goes and it lands 3 feet from the pin, and I'm like, stick, and then it looked like a ghost came up and kicked the ball, and it just shot back, Wow. But it is cool to have the data driven to see it. It's nice when you get new equipment and you're like, oh, I feel like it's nicer, and you're just kind of telling yourself that to make yourself feel better about your purchase. But then when you can see the numbers, it's awesome.
How's the Keswick course playing? Is that a Pete Dye course, Carl?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like I've heard it referred to as a toned down PB Dye course. It's a beautiful course. I mean, I even though I've only been playing for 2 years, I have to travel a lot for my work, and I always bring my clubs when I travel and try to make some time to get out there. And I do get to play kind of all around the country. And
that's awesome.
And honestly, I'd have to say, like, Keswick's my favorite course to play.
Wow.
Like, even out of anywhere I've played, it's a mix of the peacefulness out there, the quality of the course, the staff. The course is challenging, but not overly, make you want to dig your eyes out. And
have you played the recently redesigned Birdwood? That's David's Love, right?
Yeah, I've played there. It's a nice course. Yeah, I really like it. I can't complain about it, other than I'm a member at Keswick, so I play there more.
Yeah.
Carl, Charlottesville has got
we're
a lot
so
of great
fortunate,
courses.
right?
We're very fortunate.
Yeah.
We got I love Charlottesville. There's a lot of different golf courses. I mean, Farmington, you got your traditional golf course, very hilly, undulating greens, big membership, a lot of fun, great people. Then you got your Keswick, which is up and coming. New hotels, gorgeous.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking like $1,000 a night over there.
Oh my gosh! But it's a tranquil place. It's a fun golf course. Glenmore's got your hills and some good residents. Brent's taking me out there.
Yeah.
See, as anytime
you
golf,
get to play everywhere.
I get to play everywhere. They
all
bring me out.
So
it's
nice.
great. It's really good. It's really good. It's good to be me, for sure.
And let's not forget even like Spring Creek.
Spring Creek is great.
Wasn't it like best value under like 75? It was identified something like that.
Yeah, it's really good. I played Spring Creek a couple months ago, but honestly, we should be proud of our municipal golf course. Meadow Creek is incredible shape. We haven't talked about COVID, but COVID changed Meadow Creek. They were closed for 2-3 months, and the grass grew and healed, and it's been great. And they changed their tee time policy, so now you go out every 15 minutes, and they're still doing it. So it's almost like a country club atmosphere at our municipal golf course.
It's awesome.
It's really cool.
It's in the best
Old
shape
Trail,
I've seen it.
right? Old Trail's a lot of fun. Green Hills, north of town.
Yeah.
It's super fun. Adam had me out there. He was a member there.
Yeah, and they just redid their irrigation
That's Mikey
system.
Moyer's stomping
Mikey
ground,
Moyer's,
right?
that's right. Yeah.
That dude's got skills.
Yeah, and we got members everywhere. All these places that come to Anytime Golf.
Don't you feel, I'll throw this to both you guys. I was talking about this with my wife. I feel so fortunate to live here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got a golf mecca.
Mm-hmm.
You got racket sports mecca, restaurant mecca, music mecca, entrepreneurship mecca because of the University of Virginia.
Sure.
You got
Hospitals.
Capshaw and Red Light are making this like the Nashville of the East Coast.
That's right.
I mean, it's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, don't you guys throw this to you out? Don't you feel fortunate to live here?
Yes.
Absolutely, it's a great town. It's like I heard it said it's like a big city in a small town.
Yeah.
You know where like here we're talking about these golfers, and we all know everyone. We all know Mikey Moore.
Right.
Yes,
We're
right.
all 3 degrees apart.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
really neat. That's a cool part about Charlottesville, definitely.
What do you think, Carl?
Yeah, I love it. My favorite restaurant is Thai 99. Here.
Thai night. Oh yeah, I love Thai night.
So I want to get Juan. Juan comes out to Anytime Golf. He comes out to
Good
Anytime
plug
Golf.
right there.
That's right. There you go, Juan. He's the best. I love him. What else could we talk about?
No, your best golfer story. You mentioned Mickelson.
Okay,
earlier.
here we go. Let's talk about Mickelson.
Give me a good one.
Okay, so when I was in college, I got to play with Phil Mickelson a couple times. And before most college events, there'd be a college am, where the best players of each college team would play with 3 or 4 boosters of the local team, the host team. And we were playing at Dallas Athletic Country Club, the Red River Classic.
He was a Sun Devil. Arizona State.
Arizona State. That's
Okay,
correct.
okay.
That's correct. This place was so swanky. I mean, the people that were putting the range balls out were wearing tuxedos. It's like it's the fanciest
wow.
place I've ever been.
Wow.
Right? So after the round, they did a clinic, and back then, Phil Mickelson was already known as like, this kid's going to be good.
Because
right?
wasn't he huge on the amateur
Yeah,
side?
he won a U.S. Amateur,
Okay.
and as a U.S. Juniors, he was killing it. I mean, he won a PGA Tour event when he was an amateur.
Right.
So he was, we knew he was going to be the next Jack Nicklaus, right? So everybody wanted to see him, and his famous shot was the flop shot.
Of course.
So here we are, we're on the number 1 tee at Dallas Athletic Country Club, and for you, the golfers, you know how hard it is to hit a flop shot. It's especially hard if the tee box or ground is as hard as this table, and
Okay.
it was. I mean, it was hard, tight grass. I mean, it's beautiful. And here's Phil Mickelson. He wants to hit a flop shot for everybody, and tell everybody how he does it. Hinge and hold. That's something you're working on.
How
right?
old is he?
He's probably, he'd have been 8, I'm sorry, he'd have been like 19, 20.
Okay. Did he have the
20 years old.
swagger then at 19?
Oh, he had swagger.
Okay.
Yeah, he had
Okay.
swagger for sure.
Okay.
And this is how much swagger he had. So he's telling everybody how to do it, and there's a kid in the audience, whatever, like wearing a hat like Adam Scott, about maybe 10, 11 years old. And he brings the kid out, has him take the hat off and hold it in front of him.
Stop it.
And then he goes about 3 or 4 feet behind him and is taking these big practice swings. And there's about 75 people around watching this. And the mom's she said, no, you're not. No, you're not. And he's all, don't worry, ma'am. He's perfectly safe. And he's taking these practice swings, and
How do you sell that?
and the kid's holding it like that, and he takes a swing and goes up over the kid's head and just misses the hat. And everybody's all, ooh, you missed. And then Phil's all, no, he flinched. And then he went up to the kid and said, don't try to catch the ball, just please keep the hat still. And then he went back, took another one, flipped it up over his head, boom, into the hat.
No way.
Dropped the mic. It was awesome. So I think that might have been the moment I decided I'm not going to be a tour pro. I'm just going to be a club pro.
That's a great story.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Give me another one. You got another one
You
like
know which
that?
one I want to hear, Carl?
Which
I love
one?
the story about when you
I love Carl.
had a student that you caddied for that got to play with.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is really cool. When I was the head pro at Las Vegas Country Club, this is a shout out to Rod Bigelow. Here you go, Roddy.
Rod Bigelow?
Rod Bigelow.
Okay.
So he was a junior golfer of mine at Las Vegas Country Club, and unfortunately his dad tragically died, and his grandma wanted to give Roddy something else to do, something to take his mind off it. So we started doing golf lessons. So every Friday and Saturday we would have a little golf lesson. About 3 months into it, Diane came up to me and said, so how's Roddy doing? And I said, well, he's okay, but I mean, he's like 14 years old. He's got other things on his mind besides golf. He's doing okay, but he's just not really as focused as he could be. Oh, really? Okay. So the next week, we're coming out for the Friday lesson, and Roddy's eyes, he's hanging on every single word I say. I said, oh my God, what did I get? Did I get this kid in trouble or what? I mean, he's like focused. So we've had a great focus lesson. He did great. After lesson, I went up to Diane, his grandmother, and said, so Diane, what did you tell Roddy? And he said, oh, he's going to be playing with Tiger Woods in 2 months. You got to get him ready for that.
No. Was it true?
Yes. So Mrs. Bigelow liked to spoil people. She spoiled me as well. She set it up. She bought a round of Tiger Woods with a charity event. It was a pricey tag. It's like, I think it was like $30,000.
Good Lord.
$35,000 donated to breast cancer. But he got to play with Tiger Woods. So we got him ready. He was getting better and better and better and better. And I telling Diane he's getting better. He says, well, I'm glad he's getting better. Would you be able to caddy for him? I said, of course.
Yeah, I know. Sure thing,
Yes,
no problem.
yes, no problem. This will be great.
Right.
This will be great. Scotty for Tiger Woods.
That's awesome.
So, it was getting closer to the date, so we took the private jet, to...
Tiger's private jet?
No, we took the
Mrs. Bigelow's private jet. Okay.
Me and Roddy, we flew to Thousand Oaks, California.
Okay.
It was the Target tournament and at Sherwood Golf Course. And we went out and played. So in the first hole, playing with Tiger Woods. And now Roddy went, when we first started, he was an athlete like Adam, a little better swing, even when he was young. But he could still whiff, just like Adam. We all could whiff. But now he's going to play with Tiger Woods. So on the first tee, with Tiger Woods, we have 3 other amateurs, Rod and Tiger. Tiger goes first, hits a beautiful high 5-wood right down the middle, nice draw. The other 3 amateurs go sideways, 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 about maybe 1,000 people watching us. And then Roddy goes up and hits a big high draw right down the middle. And we're walking down the fairway, and it's like, dear God, I see 2 balls right next to each other. Please, may Roddy just outdrive Tiger Woods in the first hole. Come on. This would be all gravy if we could just outdrive Tiger the first hole. And sure enough, he outdrove Tiger Woods by like 3 feet. So Tiger Woods hits a sand wedge from about 90 yards, lands it 3 feet from the pin, spins it back, too much pro spin, to about 10 feet. Roddy, we're working on a little punch 9-iron. He punches it up, lands it in the front part of the green, rolls up to 5 feet. Tiger misses, Roddy makes. We beat Tiger Woods in the first hole.
Stop! He birdies and Tiger pars?
Yes. And then like a true Vegas kid, he just kind of taps his hat like he does it all the time.
And what did Tiger say?
Tiger was cool. This would have been 2006.
Okay.
Maybe 2005. I should know the date. But anyway, it was at the end of the season. It was December, and he was tired. You could tell he was tired. It was before any of the controversies and things came out.
Sure.
And Tiger was a real gentleman. He would answer any question he had, but it was like he'd been given the question so many times.
Yeah,
it was just short. Everything
sure.
was just a short answer.
What about the race?
Oh yeah. Okay,
I want to hear the race.
Okay.
I love the stories, Carl.
This
Please.
Okay. So this day was an amazing day. So when you're leading up to a time when you're going to be able to talk to Tiger Woods, you got to think, what am I going to ask Tiger Woods if I ever get a chance? So everybody's telling me different things that they would. Well, my son. Anyway, I'll tell the story. So on the 15th hole, Tiger and I are walking next to each other. So here's my chance. Sorry, 2 fists. Here's my chance to talk to Tiger. So we're walking right up next to Tiger. Say, Tiger, I have a son, 6 years old at home, and he wanted me to ask you a question. Tiger's like, well, what is it? And he said, well, he wants to race you. He's built this obstacle course around inside of our house, and he's really fast, and he wants to race you. And then Tiger said, well, it doesn't really matter if we race because I'll beat him. I'll do whatever it takes. I'll throw him to the ground and push him aside. I'll beat him. You can just tell him I'll beat you. So, that's Tiger Woods.
And did they race?
They didn't race.
They did not race.
But Tiger showed who Tiger is. Dude, Tiger doesn't give it any. That's awesome. He's going to win.
Let's talk about the level of competitive chutzpah you need to compete at a world-class level. Mm. And I'm going to throw something I saw this morning. Mm. So I was over at the Boar's Head for the Pro Challenger tennis tournament this morning. Mm. And Jack Sock is playing in this tournament. This guy was formally number 8 in the world.
Wow.
You're talking $12 million in tennis earnings. Now, he's had some injuries,
right,
and he's slipped a little down the rankings.
Right.
But at one time, if you're 8 in the world and you're competing with Federer and Nadal and you're winning tournaments, you're a world-class player.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
So he is the only seeded player left in this tournament that's active, that's still in the tournament. He won his match yesterday. Today's his recovery day. Mm. He and his coach are getting, on their recovery day, they're mm-hmm. getting after it as if they're playing a match.
Right.
That's, the commitment. So they're like, all right, let's take a break from training on the courts. And next thing you know, they're playing in the squash court across from mine. Mm-hmm. He and his coach. Mm-hmm. This guy had never played squash in his entire life. Mm-hmm. Playing the game just on instinct and athleticism mm-hmm. and world-class racket skills, mm-hmm. as if he was a regional pro.
Right.
A regional pro. Okay.
Wow.
And the game he was playing with his coach mattered so much to him that he lost to his coach. Was angry and screaming at him.
Right. Sure.
Because he hated losing that much.
Right.
Put it in perspective from what you've seen, that competitive drive and
yes.
losing, what it means to these guys, more so than the average Joe.
It's 100% true what you're saying. The competitive drive is amazing. One of my And you have to hold yourself accountable, and that's one of the reasons, again, why I like Anytime Golf. So Ben Hogan, one of his quotes is, "If I take one day off from golf, I can notice. If I take 2 days off from golf, my fellow competitors can notice. If I take 3 days off from golf, you all can notice." So he just would practice every single day, and that's what Anytime Golf is about. It allows you to fill in the gaps. So you can, if you are competitive, if you want to be the best you can be, if you want to be committed to something, then Anytime Golf is a great tool for a golfer, 100%.
Very well done. See how we wove in the
Yeah,
Anytime
nice.
Golf? That was nice.
Sorry, I had to throw a plug in there
Carl
for you.
Sillman right there. All right, let's get Adam in the mix.
Yes.
Adam, what do you want to see from your game over? Let's do this. Let's break it down in quarters. Okay. You're going to be training balls to the wall here in the winter at Anytime Golf.
Big time.
Okay. So what do you want to see from yourself training through the winter at Anytime Golf going into the spring season where you're going to be playing courses all over the country?
Yeah, so I want to, and hopefully I'll be playing during the winter too, traveling.
That's right.
I'm sure you will.
He will.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, dude.
But,
He goes down to Florida. He go down to Florida to play.
Yeah, definitely. I want to, I'm at a point now where I'm less concerned with getting my scores low every round and more or less
consistent.
Yeah, really just working on certain skills, because you can't practice all your skills in 1 or 2 or 3 golf rounds because it's only every now and then you're going to have this downhill lie when you're 40 yards out, or you're going to have like you can play the same golf course 100 times and never hit the same shot twice,
Which is the beauty of
other
golf.
than your tee
Yeah,
shot,
it is. It's true.
Yeah.
And so now I'm on this phase where I'm working on particular skills, and I think that's really what I want to work on this winter is, getting in there. I want to do some work with you on my chipping and working on just individual skills more so than just like this overall, just keep playing,
Right.
I want to do that. So, I think when you first start something, there's this like quick road of improvement that happens, where it was like I wanted to break 100 so bad when I first started.
That's
did
right.
that, and then I wanted to break 90, and then I did that, and then
Break
but
80.
now so I'm like a 10.6 handicap, and
It's great.
I want to, I realize that it's going to be slower, slower gains, diminishing returns, so to speak. So I'm just embracing that. I just want to get a little bit better at one thing each day, each week.
10.6 is pretty damn good.
It is good.
You came in here
Right.
at shooting 120.
Yeah,
It
didn't have a
feels
handicap.
awful. Let me tell you, it feels awful.
Right.
Like, even on my best rounds, I remember I texted
Yes,
Carl one
exactly.
time. I said, God, I always thought when I was shooting in the 80s that feel like I was a good golfer. I was like, but I feel like I hit way more bad shots than good shots.
That's right.
Well, that's
Game of
because
misses.
we're our own toughest critics.
Well,
and
no,
that's
I mean,
probably
they're
what's
bad.
made you successful.
But what he said, and which really rang true, is I think you said Ben Hogan said
Yes.
it. Ben Hogan was one of the best ball strikers of all time, and he said he only hit like 3 shots a round that
That's right.
he was happy with.
That's right.
And I think that's what's true. And you start, like you said, play to your misses.
Yeah, game misses.
So it's more about like having recoveries, and that, to tie it back into jiu-jitsu, it's real similar. Like, because in the beginning of golf, you work on your chipping a lot. Why do you work on your chipping a lot? Well, you're not hitting the green. So you have to start working on your chipping. And it's the same thing with jiu-jitsu. Like, when you first start jiu-jitsu, you're working on your defense a lot. Well, why are you working on your defense a lot? Because everyone's kicking your butt.
That's right.
And so like you're doing that.
Don't want to die.
And so you kind of work from the, outside in a little bit. And
That's right.
it's really,
That's true.
it's been a lot of fun.
So are you beating Brent Lillard?
You
You beat him like a drum?
Brent's working hard, too.
Is Brent a member?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Brent-
Brent Lillard. You're a member too. I
That's
love it,
right,
Brent.
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
So is Hamza.
Okay.
Yeah, we got
You got the whole
good
Gulf Smart
Smart.
C-suite.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
over there.
Yeah, Brent and I we're pretty competitive with each
I
other.
bet, dude. I can only imagine. I can only imagine.
He definitely gets me some rounds. I get him some rounds, and I play a little bit more than him. He's got 2 little ones.
I know
back
he
at
does.
home, so I take advantage. Like, a lot of times, like during the summer, we'd go play 18 in the afternoon, and then he'd go home to the kids, and I'd play another 18. And
That's
and
awesome.
So I play a lot more than he does, But
The special lady doesn't mind you're playing 2 turns?
my golf widow.
Yeah.
I love you, Green.
My wife calls racket sports the mistress.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's always funny because I'll be out there playing golf, and I think I heard someone else say this, and I'll hit this terrible shot, and everyone around you just wants to be quiet because they know it was really bad. And you just look at them and say, and the irony is my wife's at home mad at me because she thinks I'm out here having fun.
That's funny. I'm going to use that. All right, let's do this. Gentlemen, we are 65 minutes in, and it's truly been a pleasure with you guys.
Great.
We absolutely have to do this again.
Thank you.
We absolutely should do the idea that you had with the gym and spotlighting the story behind the gym. I would happily do that. I want to get Anytime Golf 100% in the spotlight here.
Thank you.
You and your team and ownership have truly built a welcoming, approachable club. Your personality, Carl, is like positive, contagious energy.
Right.
Like I haven't seen you in probably a couple years, and I feel like I've known you
Thanks.
for like 20
Yeah.
years.
Thank you, Jerry.
I mean, it's you.
Thank
It is
you.
100% you. Give us the who, what, when, where, why of Anytime Golf again, and why we should get involved.
Yeah, so Anytime Golf, we're here to improve you to the best of your capabilities. These tools are the best. The best golfers in the world use them, and they're available to you. The regular golf season's just ending, but our golf season's just getting ready to kick off. So give me a call, Carl, 434-409-6770. Look us up on Facebook. I got a couple specials going for the next 30 days. I'll take a half price on the initiation fee. Okay. We also will have a 3-month membership where you can come for 3 months to try it out. That'll include a lesson each month. That's a $500 value. And then I'll have a 10-day membership, so you can even do a real quick one. That'll be $160. You'll be able to come 4 times and use the facility, get your own key, test it out, and see if you want to become a full-time member. And we even do day golf experiences, so it's a great Christmas gift for people, where you can have a day golf experience, a 1-hour experience for $100, and play a golf course and get a little tips. So.
Very
Thank
well
you.
done.
And you won't lose any golf balls.
And you won't lose any golf balls. I even got golf balls for you.
And you got Carl breaking down your swing from time to time.
That's right.
Cut that into a highlight clip right there, what Carl just said, and we'll get that out across the network. Who's the? This is the toughest question I'm going to ask you today. Who's the top member? At
The best golfer?
The best golfer at Anytime Golf right now.
All right,
Because you
so-
guys do a ladder, don't you?
We do. We have a ladder. So
Yeah.
this is fun. Our best golfer she's on the LPGA Tour, Lauren Coughlin. Lauren Coughlin's on the LPGA Tour. She's not here much because she's
She
traveling.
lives in Charlottesville?
Last winter she joined in February. She was pretty much here every day in February working on her game. She's amazing.
What's the
Yeah.
delta between her and 2?
Okay, then the next golfer would be Kyle. Kyle is a top amateur
Kyle.
golfer. You want me to?
Yeah, please. I mean, you're giving these guys props. It's not like you're blowing
All
up
right,
the,
so
you know.
Kyle Bailey. Kyle
Okay.
Bailey is an amazing golfer. He is so steady, and his rhythm is awesome, and he pounds it. I would say he's probably a plus 2 handicapper.
Okay.
He's really good.
What's the top? Can I ask the top 5?
Okay,
I'm a
who
competitive
else?
guy here. I
Okay,
like
who else
I
would
love
say
rankings.
next?
I don't make this list.
You don't make the list. You don't make the list. Greg Graham
Okay.
is a really good
He's in
golfer.
the 3 slot?
I'd say I'd put him in the 3 slot. He's a scratch golfer, maybe a 2 handicap. Who else would I put in there? Most of our guys, honestly, are between 5 and 15.
Okay.
And then our latest niche are the newbies. I have Skylar, Taylor, and John, who are basically, they started playing golf in COVID, and they want to get good. And so now they're coming in all the time, and they're doing great. So the people that are improving the most are the newbies, honestly.
What is the biggest delta? What is, put in perspective, and I love sports, that's why I want to keep
That's
going
right.
along
It's
here
so
and talk about
good.
this.
You're welcome.
Put in perspective the gap between a +2 and like a 10.6?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So
So this is a handicap.
Yes.
Let the viewers who know or are not familiar with handicaps give a Cliff Notes version.
Right. So basically, just if we're going to go by the numbers, a +2 is going to shoot under par a lot, and that maybe, let's say, just to keep it simple, they'll average 2 under par. And and then a 10 handicapper. The thing with handicap is it's your best 10 out of 20.
Right.
So just because it's best 10 out of 20.
Yeah.
So your 10 handicap, you can shoot an 82, but you can also shoot your 92s. But you can shoot your 78s too.
Right.
But as far as like the quality of a round, it seems like only 12 shots. It seems like 12 shots, but the quality of the round is infinitely better. A +2 is rarely going to go out of bounds. It's going to hit 70% of the fairways and going to hit 12, 13 greens in a round. And if they do miss the green, they're getting it up and down.
Yeah.
Where Adam, what are you hitting? Maybe half the greens?
If I'm lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky. And then the sound of the shot.
I mean, a lot more, to have a good score for me, I have to require a lot more up and downs.
You're scrambling more.
There's a guy I play with, Kenny Towns, who was on the UVA baseball team.
Yeah. I bet he's pretty good.
Oh, he's an incredible golfer.
Yeah.
He's like a positive handicapper. And I play with him. Not only does he hit the ball 100 yards further than I do, and I can hit, my average drive.
Yeah, you crush the ball, I can tell.
Yeah, he does. He hits it farther than me now.
Yeah, but not Kenny. Kenny hits the ball 100 yards past me. But, I play with him, and it's like he's just always hitting the green, always close, always, not always, but way more
stress-free.
Way more than me.
Right.
I'm scrambling, I'm like chipping in for a par, and yes.
Dude, I want to see you at +5 by spring.
Well, +5. Oh my goodness.
I want to see that too.
That's PGA Tour.
I want to
PGA Tour is +5.
Give him what would be?
I was single
5-6
handicapper.
handicapper.
That would be that's ambitious.
Yeah.
I'll take it though.
Okay, so what do you think?
If he
8
can get
handicapper?
a single-digit handicapper, if he could be an 8 handicapper, he's going to be thrilled. He's going to be thrilled.
Got that.
Yeah, it gets harder as you get better.
He's going to be thrilled.
And what would have felt like a great round feels like a bad round as you get better too.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Dude, these fellas, this has been fun. Seriously.
Thanks, Jerry.
Yeah, I love talking with folks like you guys and
that's great.
people contributing to the community. Anytime Golf, guys, I think is going to make a phenomenal Christmas gift.
That's right.
Fantastic Christmas gift. If you're looking for something creative. I never even asked you how COVID has driven tailwinds and momentum behind the sport. I mean, it's revitalized the sport.
Yeah, COVID, it was tough on us when it was happening because we were indoors and we're trying to be as safe as possible. And we still are. We keep everything sanitized. But people were looking for things to do outside. So golf all across America has definitely grown. And now people want to keep the momentum up. And when the winter comes, that kind of stops your momentum. So that's why anytime golf is so good, too. It can keep the momentum going from the dark or the cold weather. We're here for you.
Well said, Carl. Good
Thank
ambassador. Adam, you crushed it.
Thank
Just
you.
like your drives.
That's
Carl
right.
Sillman is A+ people, Carl.
Thank you.
Judah Wickower, our fabulous director. My name is Jerry Miller. This is the I Love Seville show where we showcase the best of Charlottesville and Central Virginia. We are back Thursday tomorrow at 10:15 a.m. with Today y Mañana. The Erpies do a fantastic program at 10:15 a.m. highlighting our Hispanic community. And of course, I am back at 12:30 tomorrow with the I Love Seville show. Thank you kindly for joining us. You guys have a good afternoon. Take care.
Thank you.
Excellent work.
That was awesome. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Killed it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Killed it.